it is. A little time trial talk session on Global Mazda MX-5 Cup at Laguna Seca. I'm gonna look at lap number 10. It's far away from my fastest and outside of my actual setup, but it was a good smooth lap where I used least amount of fuel with good smooth inputs. Not a lot of overcorrecting mistakes and whatnot. Just a good smooth lap. Before I get to the post, just running through the race, or running through the lap here, where I'll go through and look at each corner a little bit more closely. Little disclaimer, I'm Mr. Average. I'm definitely not an alien. Hopefully these little insights will help some of our new and slow back markers and new iRacing members. Because I know myself, when I see guides from the pros, and there's nothing more I don't know, debilitating than trying to take pointers from somebody who's 4, 5, and 6 seconds faster than you. Looking for like, where's that thing? It's like, I'm not in the same league. Can't touch it. Again, this was lap number 10, a 141.392. Bringing it down the home stretch. There it is, a 141.39. Back here to lap number 10. Timed that one just right with the network closing right at the end of the session there. There's a lot of room over here on the right that you can play with. I didn't even quite use up all of it. I think this here white line is kind of the marker there. You can get a lot of, so you can keep working it and pushing that outside edge there to find out how much room you can get. That white line seems to be the marker for me. If I can get my direction pointed into the apex before that, helps you get the car balanced on all 4 of those tires, so that when you're on those brakes, you're not loading up just one tire, just your right front tire. You're getting both front tires down, so you can get good, solid, stable braking, so you can hold this inside apex nice and close. Want to watch out for those red curbs around here at this good old training course. They are killer, but you can see that there's a lot more room where I could have. There's a lot more room inside where I could have still held on and tightened that up a little bit. I also didn't use the full track there on the out, on the track out. Here, you definitely want to use this curbing here on the left and get your brakes in smooth. Try to get that rear rotated. Missing this curb if you can. This one will unsettle your car drastically. I came close to nipping it. Here you got a good 4th gear throttle control corner. Danger right here. If you get too far, this dirt will spin you around and put you into the wall on the right. And if you overcorrect on the wall on the left, it's just one hell of a killer curve. I see pros nailing it all the time, but man, I touch it, I'm almost dead every time. Oh, this is my worst turn on this track. For me, I've got to get on the brakes early in order to keep it stable, because otherwise it's just an easy washout. So I'm really not a good. You're going to learn more from my mistakes on this corner than you will on how to do it fast, because I don't know how people do this corner. Well, I know how. I know how they say they do it, but it just does not work for me. You'll see me going in. I'm a very early braker through here, looking for some stability, but I'm very light. It's not like I'm braking hard. See down here in the left, I got a tiny bit of hard, and then I'm trying to trail brake it in so I can get that 3rd gear and accelerate out early to rise it up to because this is all uphill, so you need to be on the accelerator early for that turn. And I see everybody goes in late brakes and still, so that's what I can't do. They do it and they can still track out faster than me on the exit, and I cannot do that. Now going into the hairpin, dangerous, near impossible two wide corner. Whether you've got like a ton of respect for with your competition. There's good room here on the right. This curbing is nice. It's a calm curbing here on the right, so you can run it up and feel the rubbing. This crest right here is so important for this apex. If you do all your turn in post apex, then there's no load on the front tires, and you will wash out and just track all the way over into the dirt and possibly grab the wall. So some people like to tap the brakes here to set and load the front end, making them turn in a little bit stronger. They tend to be the ones who go past that little crest and brake into. So they'll go past it here and then tap the brakes and turn in. I like to just lift off the throttle. You'll see me lifting off the throttle here, and that will and use that crest to get the front end loaded, so I can just ease into that turn. That gets me a good velocity, so I can carry my momentum up this hill, because you don't want to be slow through that turn. Stable braking is so good through here, is so important through here. Easy through this another crest to unstable the car. So you can see on me starting to drift a little bit there. So you can end up in that same situation where you're loading up just your front left or just your front right tire, and you lose all your braking capabilities at that point. So you need that car stable, maximizing your braking with both front tires here. And as you do that, if you can get the turn in while the front end is loaded, I'm trying to get it so it sounds right, then that'll get you a good third gear rotation and turn into here. Now I want to do a quick little look here at the cockpit, because you're going to see there's a visual cue right here that's very helpful, because this is such a blind thing. There's these three trees. You got the tilt and these trees right here. If you keep your eyes on these when you're coming into here, it'll help you know when you need to crank that wheel right and get in there. And it doesn't matter if you're tight on the inside or if you're outside, if you're far. Let me do it this way here. If you're coming in over here tight on the inside and you turn in tighter, or if you're out here and you're turning in looser, then you will either way, that those trees are still gonna, whatever angle you're coming in at, they will give you a good pointer on when you need to crank that wheel and turn right to get in here to cut that apex. You don't want to wash this one out real far unless you're in a much higher speed car. There's just no need to track all the way out here. Write-ups for the actual track will tell you here to stay about a car width away from the edge going into this, like where the shadow is. It'll tell you you don't need to be far out to the right. And I think there's some camber trouble with the track here, where if you do that, then it makes it easy to wash out. So I tend to avoid this curbing here on the right. Come on, buttons. I think that part right there, I tend to start a little bit farther over than what they recommend, and then kind of angle in, and it kind of causes me trouble because I end up too sharp most often into this section right here. Instead of getting a nice arcing throttle controlled turn, I end up too sharp, which kills all the momentum coming out of the turn. I did really well through it on here. Too often I have trouble with it, but it went really smooth through here. A lot of throttle control and waiting and then getting on it early to carry it through. Trouble corner here. Easy to wash this corner out. Easy to catch this bumper on the inside. You want to use this curbing over here because you need to get as much of a late apex as you can, I feel. But smooth and steady for the early apex is just going to slow you down. But there's not much runoff into the next corner, which is a hard break, so it really depends on whether you're overtaking, pacing, or might have a pass coming out of that previous corner, which happens a lot through here. You can see the rear gets a little sideways, helps it rotate, then it's on. Braking, turning, braking, praying that the front tires will hold grip through there. What do you say about this one? This is just a balls deep corner. Braking point is everything here. Again, I'm a conservative braker, off and on early, and then trying to get it. And it can upset a lot of people, I know, but otherwise, I'm just gonna wash out every corner if I brake late, like most people do, coming down into here. I never hold the turn. It just does not work. Well, after hours and hours of practice, yeah, I'll get it right once in a while. So again, like I said, there's more to learn from my mistakes than there is from my prowess. But hopefully, any people can find a couple pointers here and there. I know my league at Tristan Sim Race Campus, I've had a lot of positive feedback from people enjoying these and finding a 10th here and there. So practice smart, stay up.